Hello there. Season 3 of Game of Thrones premiered in March 2013 and covers the first half of the third book of George R. R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series, A Storm of Swords, Still in Snow, which was published in the year 2000. Returning viewpoint characters are Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, Catelyn Stark, Tyrion Lannister, Sansa Stark, Arya Stark, Bran Stark, and Davos Seaworth, with Samuel Tarly and Jaime Lannister being the newest viewpoint characters. Theon Greyjoy, who was a viewpoint character in the last book, does not return. He was made prisoner at the end of A Clash of Kings, and we don't see him again until the fifth book, A Dance of Dragons. You still get him in Game of Thrones, getting tortured by Ramsay Snow, who will be later legitimized as Ramsay Bolton. Jon Snow is forced to help the wildlings, led by Mance Rayder, the king beyond the walls, scour said role, as we see his relationship with Ygritte blossom. Daenerys Targaryen travels the free cities to recruit her army while abolishing slavery. At the end of the first episode, an unknown man thwarts an assassination attempt on Daenerys. We learn immediately that it's Barristan Selmy who pledges allegiance to Daenerys. The book, however, has Selmy introducing himself to Daenerys under a fake name to see if Daenerys is more like her father or her older brother, and his charade goes over onto the next book. In a visual medium where you can see the actor, you can't do that for very long, if at all, unless he wears a mask the whole time, but I think anyone would be suspicious of that, even if he does save your life. So the show just has Barristan immediately reveal himself. Samwell Tarly tries to bring a wildling girl and her baby back to the realms of men. It is through Sam that we see that the White Walker's weakness is dragonglass as he stabs one to stop it from taking away Gilly's baby boy. Through Catelyn we see Robb Stark arrange a political alliance and gets everyone killed. Devastating. Though Season 3 covers the events of the first half of the third book, this scene doesn't occur until the second half of said book. I don't think that this was a twist that anyone saw coming. It was a pleasant scene, music, fun, cheers, then heads are being chopped off and put on different bodies. Kings are getting shot with arrows, unborn babies are getting stabbed, and women are getting their throats slit. This is the last time that we see Catelyn, and Michelle Fairley is great. She's fantastic as Catelyn Stark, but I really hate Catelyn Stark. I think she's a terrible person. I was sadder for Robb and Talisa. Though Catelyn dies in the show, and the book, well, the next book, in said book, she gets resurrected after her body rots for 3 days. She's now Lady Stoneheart, and she hangs anyone whom she blames for the death of her family. Tyrion Lannister has a cool scar. He loses his nose in the book. And he and Sansa are forced to marry each other. Though it seems that they were willing to go through with it, Tyrion says that she doesn't have to. In this show, Sansa only goes as far as baring her shoulders. They went further in the book. It's when they're both naked and lying on their bed that Tyrion doesn't make her do anything. Possibly because Sophie Turner wasn't an adult yet while filming this scene. Arya is travelling with the Brotherhood without banners until she's captured by Sandor the Hound Clegane, who intends on taking her to her king brother for a reward. And though we see more of it in the next season, I love their relationship. Arya seeing the behavior of a truly brutal man while trying to keep him at bay.
Don't kill him!
Dead rats don't squeak.
You're so dangerous, aren't you? Saying scary things to little girls. Killing little boys and old people. A real hard man you are.
More than anyone you know.
You're wrong. I know a killer. A real killer.
That's so?
You'd be like a kitten to him. He'd kill you with his little finger.
That him?
No?
Good.
Don't kill him! Please. Please don't.
You're very kind. Someday it'll get you killed.
Bran Stark is convinced by some new allies that he must travel to the land beyond the wall to find the three-eyed raven, which is speaking to Bran. And apparently he can control animals and Hodors. That's some new magic added to Game of Thrones. Jaime Lannister is being escorted back to King's Landing by Brienne of Tarth. They fight along the way, he gets his sword hand chopped off, and they fight a bear. At the start of the journey, Jaime insults and belittles Brienne, but he uses his wits to spare Brienne from a rape, and after he gets his hand chopped off, he tells Brienne how he got the name Kingslayer. The king before Robert, Aerys Targaryen, planted wildfire, a highly flammable substance in Game of Thrones, all over King's Landing, and planned on nuking the city as it was getting sacked. Jaime killed Aerys to prevent this. TV Tropes calls this, "Screw the rules, I'm doing what's right." But Jaime never told anyone, and he has since been condemned for years for breaking his vow to protect the king that he murdered. Though they aren't a couple, I ship them. Yes, I ship Brienne and Jaime. Does anyone else ship these two? Though by only adapting one half of the book, it could feel like the series is just jogging in place, but it doesn't. There is a feeling of progression. Plot points are introduced and resolved. Characters receive an adequate amount of development, and any unresolved plot points work in just bringing the audience back, or wanting to come back. And we get our first look at giants. Season 3 shakes up the status quo with the deaths of kings, new alliances, and a darker view of Game of Thrones' world. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Sayonara.